What's happening, party people? Man, I could barely believe I am still in Cincinnati. It is freezing. Today's high is supposed to be like 11 degrees. It's 2 degrees right now. I got three, four, few more things to do on our vehicle before I could leave town. I guess I could leave town without doing them, but it's best to do this stuff while you're home. It's cheaper. So, be leaving here next couple days. I have to get a trailer. I got a lot of stuff going out west. I got car seats. I got engines. I got probably four transmissions. I have hoods, doors, door cards. Man, I got a lot of stuff going out there on top of all my tools and stuff. Now, as some of you may know, we got me to a XC90 and she wants to use that. I don't want to beat up her car doing work out of it, and we sure don't want the odors of mechanicking in there, but that's what it's going to be mostly. So I'm going to have to get a U-Haul trailer. I think 8x4 may do it for us. And we got to take that thing all the way to Albuquerque. Then from Albuquerque up into California, we have an engine, two manual swap kits, got to go past Albuquerque, and probably a few more things. So that's really needs another trailer for that. I can't take a U-Haul trailer and the trailer that I'm dealing with here at home. So I may be looking for a trailer when I get to Albuquerque so that I can continue taking stuff, because renting U-Haul trailers from one point to another is going to be expensive, as well as trying to move an engine on and off U-Haul trailers. I gotta have an engine hoist for that, which I'm not planning on taking. And I got another engine and another hood that's gonna be dropped off on the way. So I got a lot of stuff to move. I checked on the price of a trailer for myself, and that would be the best thing for me to do, is buy a trailer instead of renting a U-Haul trailer several steps of this way. But man, that's what it is. It is what it is. So I gotta see how that's gonna work out for me. Get that stuff there, and unfortunately, the people that need these parts have to offset the cost of renting this U-Haul trailer. This not my equipment; it's their equipment that needs to be hauled out there. So I had a situation not long ago where, man, I was moving stuff, and normally if you order a part, you pay for shipping. I'm delivering parts, and people not wanting to compensate me for the expense of moving their parts. Some of them are not even my parts. It's like I had nothing to do with the sale or purchase of it. They're buying from person B, and I'm taking it to person C, and they're not greasing my palm, but it's costing me money to drop these parts off. So unfortunately, I got to compensate for that. So the compensation has begun. Man, and I went out in this video to New York, and I had four people that I was supposed to help. On my way out there, I found that one person decided to do something else. No big deal. You can't wait on me forever. If you got to get it done, you got to get it done. But another guy, he couldn't find a place for me to work on the vehicle, and he was supposed to compensate me for part of my travel. That's why I went out there, to work with four people. So one guy and another guy paid their portion of the travel, but this guy, he didn't have a place for me to work on the vehicle, and he didn't help me with my travel expenses. So, that unfortunately is not working well. And, it's just a sad situation for me. Now, that person may want me to do some work in the future, and he's got an outstanding tab. So until that outstanding tab is paid, I'm not going to be doing no work for them. Unfortunately, that's just not what's going to happen. So you can stiff me if you want. It's sad that the weather wasn't what it needed to be, but hey, we can always work something out. You try hard enough, we can work out something to get the work done. I can't travel 12, 14, 23 hours to get there to do work, and then you tell me, yeah, I can't work. So that's that. I'm making a list of everything I need to take, everybody I need to see. If we haven't communicated in the past 3 days, which is somewhere, I guess it's December 14th today. If we haven't communicated since December 10th, let me know, just as a reminder that I am coming to see you and bringing all the parts that I'm supposed to help you out. That's where that is, and I appreciate everybody's support. A few people that's given donations, thank you very much. Another couple people joined Patreon. I appreciate your support there. I got people ordering parts from the website. That always helps, especially when I'm home moonwalking. I'm like most people. We're living from, day to day, trying to make ends meet. And when I'm home working on my own stuff, I'm not paying myself. So I appreciate those people that are ordering parts and doing different stuff like that, sending donations. Man, I appreciate it, man. Other than that, I wish everybody have a happy and safe holiday season. Be safe out there. Be as peaceful as possible. And if there's something I could do for you, let me know. Don't be ashamed to remind me. And please don't send messages to 62 different social media places. Call, text, sometime email is okay. The calling and texting is best. And if you're overseas, using the app called WhatsApp is best. So that's that. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Have a great day. Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert. That's me. This video contains things that I encounter throughout the day. If for some reason I complete a task and you would like to see the details, you could click on the link in the description area below. This video also contains tips and tricks that I learned throughout the years. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. Thank you very much for watching. Kicking off the Tinker Day. The guy's here to pick this car up, and man, we're gonna go ahead and change the throttle position sensor, see if that helps these long cranks, and go pick them up from the airport. Oh my, I've never seen a throttle position sensor look so jacked up. Maybe this thing is bad. But normally if you put a screwdriver in them and turn them, you can hear them click. So let's see if we can hear that, or I'll tell you if I can hear that, and we'll grab a replacement. I cannot hear any clicking, so let's grab one, see if we can hear clicking in a different one. This one looks a lot better. But there's a gasket here, so all of this stuff is outside of that gasket. I don't hear no clicking in that one either, but let's get this on and fire it up. All right, here we go, folks. Cold start. Still hard. Started and feels a little better on idle. That's good. There it is, folks, on its new journey. Beautiful T-5R sedan. Look like a dang brake light burned out already. All right, folks, we have a file from the tuner. We got that thing flashed. So he's on his first tune. We should be good to go. He should enjoy his drive. And he's already got positive comments from people driving by. He's already been recognized for having an awesome car. And he says it drives better than his other R's, so he should be good to go. Panther is cruising right along. Man, it fired right up. And they got the lemon drop behind it, the trailer. We are taking this stuff to storage. Riding pretty good. It's going in the first and third, grinding a little bit, but not as bad as I remember. It used to be super hard to go into gear. Now it seems like it's not as hard. I'm not sure why, but we're rolling right along. And here it is, folks. We have Panther and Lemon Drop stored and secured. We are done for this for today. I almost can't believe I'm about to say this, but I am considering selling Panther. So if any of you guys are interested in the legendary Panther, contact me and maybe we could work something out. Well, party people, I am here at James's ride. James has a fog light situation. The fog light bulb holder is hanging down. And he has a busted, I guess it's a trailing link arm bushing. We're going to try to fix that for him real quick and get back home. And for some smoked out, tapped out reason, it is still summer here. His temperature gauge said 91 degrees. But I rolled the car to the curb. I'm going to put wheel stops behind it. I'm going to get the back of this thing up on jack stands and get with it. Back on the ground. We're done.
The tone of the game, especially the first impression, he didn't really do it right. What did you want to do? I mean, a hunt sounds pretty good.
Well, folks, even though it's Sunday, I'm going to kick off the Tinker Day and get this engine on the engine stand. I may spin this trailer around. Then I got to ship some parts out to somebody. Then I got to clean up my car, get it ready to go out of town. And I'm taking this dolly with me because I'm supposed to bring a car back. Don't tell nobody I'm picking up another car. That will be breach of our confidence. Anyway, let me get cracking and get this cleaned up and back where it needs to be. The other day we did a headliner in a car, I think for John, and it had this headliner in it with some weird stuff going on. Whoever did it last wrapped it around the edge. And that's always a pain to get that off of there. Sometimes when I get them like this, I just throw them in the trash. Mita and I are considering redoing headliners and having them ready to drop in the car. So when somebody calls us, we grab the one that's done, go to the vehicle and drop it in. Quick and easy. But we need to have a good place to store them so they don't get dirty and stuff. I'm going to throw this in our storage here in a couple of hours. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is take these accessories off. Heat shield, turbo. That torque converter got stuck on there, so I need to take that off. Intake manifold off. And then I'm going to get this thing up on the stand. I'm also take these coolant hoses off of it as well. So let me jack it up, strip that stuff down. The spark plug wires are 10 years old, so they're probably still good, but I don't know if I'll use them or not. They're better than some of the junk I see. Let me go ahead and grab my tools and strip this thing down. All right, I got this engine on the stand. All the accessories off. I am ready to pull a head, pull a pan, and get into this thing. So I'll probably start off when I do by draining this oil pan, but I'm gonna make sure I have all the seals on hand. What I don't have, I'll order, and then we'll get this thing rebuilt. I'm at the salvage yard today, and I decided to look to see if looks like owner's manual information for a V8 XC90. Let me get back on the subject. Folding mirrors, all kind of stuff. Active bending lights. Nice truck this was. But one thing I wanted to see was, wait a second. It's got the garage door openers and the sun visor. I might come back for those. What they call those home links. I wanted to see if either one of these trucks, this one or this one, had the water resistant mirror glass coating, and this one does. If you see there, it has a special symbol there that indicates that these mirrors are water resistant. I noticed our mirrors gather water pretty quick. So what you want to do is try to pull these out and unsnap them up. They're a little different than the ones on that car. Those just slid out and unhooked. These don't seem to be like that, so let me see how to get these off. They look like the old style removal where you gotta release those clips in there. So let me get in there and release those clips, and I'll show you when I get it out. I folded the mirrors down as far as I could, and I used a long screwdriver to push the tip of this up while I had pressure on it, and it unlatched. Then I did one more, and then it just kind of popped out. So they just pop in, and you want to make sure you have these things here. I dropped the other one down here. Let me grab that. All right, I'm done for the day here. My info center states that the rear fog light bulb is burned out. That is this bulb in the back of the bumper. And they're supposed to be easy to come out. Somebody's ripped those out. But supposedly, you stick a screwdriver in there and just pry, and they pop out. I see there's a latch in here that you could push. So that's how you get them out. And there should be a bulb in there on the other side. So this bulb is on the older vehicle. The newer vehicle has a different bulb. Let's see if this side has a bulb in it. Passenger side has no bulb. The driver's side does, because it's a fog light. And let me note that this bulb did seem to melt. No, maybe that's from an accident. Somebody crashed into it. Kicking off the day, sprinkling and at the storage. Let's get it. Got to get a couple of things out of here. Well, I hooked my trailer up and I don't have any lights, so I got to figure out what's going on. I just tested this. The white is ground, the single thing. The brown is tail lights. The yellow is, I think, left, and the green is right. Brake lights, turn signals. So I got my parking lights on, so I need to test this brown and white, and I have nothing. I also had to change my light bulb there. My light bulb was going bad. Wasn't totally bad, but it was intermittent. But let me come into this connection here to see if I got power, because right now I don't have any power from what I could tell. I checked for power here, didn't have none here. I checked for power right there, didn't have none there. I went under there, found that splice, don't have none there. So I gotta go under the dash, see what's going on there. Let me go grab a tool, pull that down, because I don't think I got that hooked directly up to the battery, but hey, let me check that real quick. I don't think this is, oh, that's a little loose there. Wow, it's a lot loose. Let me tighten that up. That could cause a lot of problems. After tightening that, still have no power back here. Let me check under the dash. Well, I don't have power under the dash, so maybe I got a blown fuse. Let me check my fuses real quick. Somehow I lost power to my accessory wire. So I cut it off, and I plugged my wire into the bottom of that relay socket. So let me put this stuff back up here, secure it. Hopefully that won't fall out and I'll be good to go, because I went back here and tested the wire and I do have 12 volts back here with the ignition on. So I should be good to go. And here we are. We got trailer lights, folks. Time to hit the road. Oh, I gotta need to get a sunroof from my basement before I do that. I am gonna stay at this Microtel Hotel in Hamburg, PA. That's in between Allentown and Harrisburg, PA. There's a good amount of restaurants around for breakfast and dinner. And you have a lot of business options like Caleb and a few other things. Very convenient to the interstate and easy to navigate. Checked into a Microtel. I don't even know what city it is, so I will post that on the screen. It's kind of in between Hershey, PA and Allentown. Somewhere in between there. I was trying to get something where I can just sleep for a few hours. So I aimed a little low on the budget side, and here I am. The toilet seat, oh man, I don't know why that's such a hard thing for maintenance people, but that one's loose. That could be a tripping hazard for some people using that thing. Microtels are known for being smaller rooms, usually clean, not very, I would say, decorated. Just a nice place to stay tonight. I wouldn't come and stay a whole weekend here or try to throw a party here. Nice place to stay tonight. I think they're pet friendly, so I think all their rooms probably had pets in them. So if you don't like that, you need to request a pet-free room if they have them. So I'm not sure if this room had a pet in it. I'm assuming it did. The temperature was down when I got in here, so I didn't smell any pet odors. But I also have a cold, so that could be a problem too. Looks like some kind of crumb there. Nope, it's just a nick in the tabletop there. It does have a refrigerator, climate control, microwave. TV's nice and high. That's good. Lots of mirrors. Poor lighting. Lighting could be a thing to hide dirt, but the bathroom looks nice and clean. That's a good thing. Looks like it's in good repair. Ceiling's a little bit scuffed up, but this is what you get. This is about, I don't know, $120, $130 for the night. Probably the cheapest hotel I'll stay in on this trip, because I am headed to New York City. So there you have it. I'll take a picture of the front of it when I check out and head to my final destination. And we will check it for creeping, moving things. I don't see anything moving there. Don't see anything moving there. And we don't see anything moving under here. And it's one of the last places that has a Bible. Hallelujah. Not sure what's going on with this sink spigot here. Maybe this filter's clogged up. Something else maintenance is not tending to here. And it's super tight. I can't get it off myself to get some water flow. Kicking off the Tinker Day here with Uncle Steve's T-5R. He has 3 of these things. He has, I think, 2. His son has 1. There's 4 of them here. Man, look at the weights they put on that thing. Those tires must have been really out of something. B.F. Goodrich. I don't think I've ever seen that much weight on one wheel. Anyway, I think we're going to do tie rod ends on this thing and a few other things. Man, he has the jewels and the corners. Sweet. Let's get cracking. We are battling the first task, taking the wheel off. Actually, Jackson was the first task, but it seems like this lug nut may be cross-threaded because it is not trying to come out. I'm not sure if it's, yeah, there it is, finally. Man, I was hitting that thing for a long time. Hopefully the threads are good inside the hub. Let's see if we can see it. The threads look fine. A lot of dirt came out. Look at that. And man, that was tough getting the wheel off. That's the thing about working these cars above I-70. They do have rust. Wow. And here we are. The first bolt on the second wheel sheared off. Probably the result from it being over torqued. But that is a mess. I've heard of these things popping off from being over torqued while people are driving. That one may not have been far away, but if the other four are perfect, this one will just sit there. And this one here looks like it was about, yep, it sheared off as well. These didn't feel over tightened, but they sheared off for some reason. I'd probably replace all 5 of these. Look like something's on the thread of it. Some NYCs maybe. And we get a win because this bolt that broke off turned right out. Woohoo! I guess I need to start making sure I carry extra lug nuts everywhere I go. This is the second car in a row with lug nut issues. We are in here because he had tie rods fail inspection and this side feels tight. Let's check the other side. Well, these tie rods seem tight. Let me try to show you guys. Typically, you have some play in your tie rods if you grab it here. I don't feel no jiggle or play in it. So I'm gonna try to bust that loose and see. Some people grab the wheel when it's on the car and try to twist it right or left. I don't know why they would have said something's going on with the tie rods unless they thought that rubbing had something to do with it from the turn stops not working. But man, I'm gonna take this loose here and see if I could get any play feel with this bolt off. So let me put something under here to catch my spray it. Hopefully I don't have to heat it, knock that bolt loose. Fortunate for me, this came loose pretty easy. And the tie rod ends have absolutely no play in them. Even this is pretty tight. So I'm gonna go on the other side and see if that tie rod end is loose. Well, this tie rod end doesn't have any play in it either. It is a little limp, so it's getting worn. But let me go ahead and ask the owner if he wants to replace them all anyway. Look like this sway bar bushing might be worn out. Let me see if I get my pry bar, see if that has some play in it. Checked around the front end. He wanted me to check brake pads. They're all good. It does look like it has a minor leak from the axle on the passenger side that goes into the transmission. Minor in there, so I could probably check the fluid level on the transmission, make sure it's good. Brake lines look good. This mount here is worn out, needs to be replaced. It's gone pretty much flat. And other than that, it's in pretty decent shape. I thought the sway bar bushings was worn, but I put a pry bar on them. They're tight, and so are the control arms. He said it pulls to the left sometimes. That could be something inside the rack that's causing that centering piece or something going off on the pressure in there. But sometimes it's the road, depending on your tires and suspensions. But he said he also has a radio issue where it doesn't like to pull in stations, and it looks like this sunroof may be out of adjustment. And this seal was starting to swell in a couple places. That seal may be going bad on that sunroof. See it lifting in a couple spots too. We're all gonna need sunroofs, and when they start rusting like this, sooner or later. And he's got the clear coat peeling that these cars do. Let's see if the radio antenna is connected, and if the antenna is connected, he probably has a bad radio if the antennas are connected good. Just gonna pull the radio out, make sure the connection is good on the back, both of the wires. These radios come out fast and easy, man. It's amazing. You want to try to be careful that you don't break the trim around it. And both of the wires are hooked up, but I'm not sure what that wire is for. There's something extra back here I've never seen on one of these stereos. The radio reception in the 850 wagons is horrible. I'd say it's average 15-mile radius. But the radio reception in these is usually like 90-mile radius. I tested it one time leaving Albuquerque, New Mexico. I took my 850, I locked in on a radio station. As I drove out of town, I got 7-8 miles out of town into the mountains and I lost my radio reception. I got out of the mountains on the other side. I picked it back up for about 5-6 miles, but about 15 miles was the best I got. And then I took one of these out and man, I had reception for 75-80 miles. So if you're not picking up radio stations with one of these, I think you got a problem with your radio is likely the culprit. But of course, you want to start out by making sure your wires are connected. And you got a wire connection there that looks connected. And you got wire connection there that looks connected. They look like the connection on a 9-volt battery. Look like somebody was trying to fix the pump that pumps the windshield washer. Yeah, that looks connected good to me. And this hood liner still looks good that we did last year. Beautiful, beautiful. Interesting, this car has the 850 style rear wing brackets. 2-piece, this piece and then this piece back here. But I'm going to, needs the handle trim around here. That's busted. Let me look at his list, see if there's something else I could do to help him out here, because I don't think I could do anything about this radio. I think he needs to replace that. I think he wants to change the oil here. Let me see if I can find the oil around here. So I'm on what I call a work stoppage. One of my supporters' buddies stopped by, and I checked out his S60. That thing is beautiful, like a 2017 S60 T-5R design. He had a question about something that's minor. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and put the wheels back on and wait for some oil and move that trailer off of there. We're at a work stoppage already. Got a couple of rusty things going on here. Somebody's replaced the tailpipe already, but this bracket right here, as you can see, is rusted through. Then it has a little bit of rust going on back here, not the end of the world. Hadn't rusted totally through everything yet, but we got. Has a little hole in the exhaust right there, right on the back side of the muffler. Little rust here. That panel there that supports the exhaust is rusting out. And a lot of rust going on up here in this rocker panel. If you pull this plastic rocker panel, probably a lot of rust on that rocker panel. This plastic cover is hiding. So, I think it could use a fuel filter. I'm probably going to recommend that. And the rear suspension delta link bushings are good, so that's a good thing. Let me get this car on the ground and wait for the oil change stuff. I believe this car needs an ABS module. I guess I should check, but there's a module here, and I think he said it goes in this car. So I'm gonna go ahead and swap the one out in this car, and hopefully this is right. He'll be back in a half hour or so, so I should have that done by then. Let me go grab my deal. He got it from Midwest ABS, and they got the tool in there. Nice. Pulled the air box to get it this ABS module, and I noticed the upper torque mount is totally falling out. So we're going to try to grab the tool and put that back in, or see if he's got a new one. This one, can't tell if it's busted or not. It may not be busted. It may just need to be installed. Let's get at it and see. Man, it's ugly. I got the module out. Yay! Well, that's the one I took out. And this is the one we're putting in. I put a little date on it with a Sharpie, kind of shadow. Let's get this in and see if we can get that bushing pressed in. All right, this bushing is totally torn out, so I'm gonna see if he has a new one and get this thing installed. We got this airbox in properly. We got that mount replaced, the ABS module in, and I am gonna run and take a lunch break. Looks like this reservoir is low. Wonder what is going on with that. Very low, like 16 ounces low, maybe 20. And I found this mount here, so I'm gonna put that mount on this car. All right, we are back from lunch. We are going to change the oil on this thing, then that engine mount, front engine mount on this passenger side, and check another vehicle. Come down here to do an oil change, oil filter leaking, and now I see the CV boot torn open, so that'll need to be replaced sooner than later. That may be a Volvo axle. Looks kind of hefty. Now I think we might have a power steering pump leak. There is definitely fluid coming out of this pump onto the alternator, onto that pulley down there. I don't know if it's getting on this belt or not, but it's leaking. And they may be filling it up. Probably filling it up. Man, that fluid looks horrible. I gotta see what he wants to do about that. And this clamp is not on this thing, right? Look at that. That's gotta be a coolant leak there. Hose leaking. Let me reposition that. And the coolant is low, so that might be it. Cabin air filter. That thing is chunk full of everything. We are here with the silver T-5M 98 model. Passenger door will not open, inside or out. Project number 1. Let's get with it. First thing I got to do is get this door panel off, so I moved the seat all the way up and I took everything loose from the door panel that I need to get it off. And now I'm massaging it off so I can unplug the electricals and get this door panel out of the way. So I just about got this door panel off. I took the screw out, took the ring from around the handle. I jerked the panel off from its clips. I took the seat controls off. I put the seat as far as I could down, reclined it back. That's where I got it. Then I pivoted the panel this way. I'm trying not to destroy it. I reached in here, I undid the fuel door latch. I undid these 2 latches. I undid the, I guess, rear hatch latch was with the fuel door. Now I'm unplugging these, and then I'm gonna try to pivot this door panel up and out of here, the way you see it coming out. I did get the door panel up. Now I gotta check out this latch. And it seems like something inside the latch is not letting it unlock. Well, it is unlocking, because when I pulled the handle, the inside handle, here, it made that go up. So it is unlocking, but for some reason it's jammed. So let me see if I can get it unjammed. Now to get at the latch stuff, you need to have the window up, even to get the latch out. So I took the switch pack out of the door, and I'm going to roll the window up. Let me make sure all this stuff is together here. What's happening, party people? We are back at it. It's actually nippy today. It is in the 40s. Feels great. We're going to start off by trying to get this door open. I tried to get this latch open by watching a few other videos and using their procedures, but man, I'm telling you, short of destroying every crevice of this latch, I was not able. Now, one thing I did do, which did not turn out well, is I broke the pin that goes into the latch assembly from the handle. So I had to go get another handle assembly, remove that pin that goes from the back of the key into the latch, and replace that. It wasn't hard to do, but that's a part I needed after demolishing the latch in here. So do be careful you don't damage that, or you're going to need one in order to use the key to lock and unlock the door. I got this door open, but man, I had to demolish that latch. Now I'm gonna pull it out and see what finally got it loose. It was like the catch in there. So that's where I ended up. That catch in the top, I think, stops it from opening up. Let's pull it out and take a look at it. Man, I can't even find the parts of this thing. It's down there somewhere. I guess at the end of the day, this was the piece that was keeping that latch from opening. If I could have got in there and pried this up, it was probably down there holding that clasp, and you got to lift it up to let that thing loose and open. So I didn't find that in my drill holes that I drilled. Wasn't able to reach it. Next up, we are going to try to get the defrost working on this. Let me get a piece of paper or something I could put on the dash to see when it starts to blow, because that's the best way to tell when your vents work. So as you can see, we got air blowing on the vents here, nothing blowing up top. So let's see if we change it. Can we get it to even come down on the floor? Definitely reduce the vents here, but I don't hear nothing even blowing to get down on the floor. Yeah, it's still coming out of here. Little or nothing coming out of the floor vents. So it seems like it's stuck on here. Let's go grab the scanner. No codes came up when I scanned it, but it says the shutter mode is at 200%. And when I turn the knob over to a different setting, it doesn't do nothing. But if I change this driver temp knob, you'll see that change. Oh, well, no you don't. Alright, so the left temp knob and the right temp knob. Let me start the car. Yeah, those things are moving, that's for sure. Put them both on 72. So they run through some kind of cycle, and that's where they end up. However, you see this mode selector is not doing anything. So that's a problem. Let me exit since it has no codes and try to do a program. I don't know if that do anything. Let's try to adjust motors. Yes. Start the engine, hit enter. Temperature is changing. See if anything happens to that piece of paper up there. Usually you don't want to do this. Up. Adjustment not started or failed. Let's read the code, see if we got any codes now. One self-adjuster air distribution motor. So that would be the mode selector. So let's try to replace that motor and come again. Erase the code. Alright, let's shut it down and replace that thing. Well, this is the one I'm taking off, a W713. The flat spot on the tip of this thing is pointing toward a hole. And I do have one. It's a W743. See if these other part numbers are the same. 729, 729. Yeah, the other parts are the same. I don't know why these are different. But I'm going to go ahead and hook this up. And this flat part is not pointing toward that. If that's 12 o'clock, this thing is pointing at 10 o'clock. So I got to clock it in that way. So let me go ahead and install this one and test it, see if it works. For some reason, this has a number 1 down here. And this one has a number 2 down here. And this is the range of function, those two arms there. And somebody's replaced this before because it only had 2 screws in it instead of 3. I have that blend door motor replaced, secured in, and I am currently clearing the codes with the scanner, trying to run somewhat of a test on it to see if it will start blowing air up there. And as you can see, motors are adjusted. I can exit it and run a test to see if this thing works. Let's do that. The defrost works now. It's in auto. See the paper rising. But the AC is not kicking on, so we need to service the AC. Watch the paper drop when I put it to face. See it drop. Alright, so the motor was bad and we got that replaced. Alright, we got 4 error codes. Air pump, P410. Air pump, tank system, P455. ECT, intermittent. See what comes back after we erase it. Alright. We got ABS and track, so we're going to put an ABS unit in here. No check engine light, so that's good. Tracks off. Next up, ABS module. I'm gonna pull that. And I might do this 410 code. I'm gonna ask him if he wants it done. I do have the resistors for that. And you have to be aware of critters trying to make a home in your airbox. They come up through this tube, crawl down that tube right there, get into your airbox, bring their food and stuff like that. I also cleaned that out a lot because a lot of stuff had gotten caught in the air filter. All of that little rubbish there. Owner also complained about his shifting being sloppy. And this one's not too bad, but this one here, look how worn out that bushing is. So let me see if I did bring my bushings. I hope I did and get them fixed up with that. Unfortunately, it's kind of common to run into these little ABS module screws that are so tight that you think they're trying to hold the wheels onto the car. So I had to cut one off. So that one in that corner has been cut off. The AC is working. The clutch is cycling a little bit. Not sure if that's a temperature thing or not causing that cycling to happen. There it is, it's back on. Pretty sure I hit it with at least 24 ounces. We We are here with this S60, about to change the headlight and off with the bumper. Just got done putting this light assembly in. Peeled the bumper back just a little bit to get it on there. And it is on there, so we're good to go. I'm gonna pull this car back out on the street and move on to something else.
Start it?
Oh, I'm not gonna try to start it with that old gas in it.
Okay.
S70 T-5R SE.
Battery.
And this is it, folks. It's been sitting for quite some time. I had that one car called Lagoon. This one's gonna take its place. Yes, sir. It has pretty new tires on it, but they've been sitting a few years. And we're gonna tow this thing back to Cincinnati. We think it'll roll. Just clean it up best we can. See what's going on with that door handle. Yes, it has some mold in it, but it'll all clean out. I am back, and let me tell you something. My fuel pump is noisy. But let me go get this car up here, get it down here, and put this door latch in it. This car has a high idle, and it feels like it's got some vibration in it, like it needs engine mounts. So let me check the engine mounts and go from there. But first, we are going to fix this door because it's jacked up. Who would have these screws in their stash? Only me. Because I did not bring those screws from that other latch. But let's see if we can get this thing in position and keep it moving. I got this door handle in. However, the pin that goes from the keyhole into the latch broke. I don't know if it broke during our aggressive removal or what, but the key doesn't work and they don't have a remote. So it's going to be tricky locking and unlocking this car because the other side didn't have a key and the trunk has a key, but who wants to unlock that and reach all the way up to here? I don't know if that's comfortable or not. Let me see. If I unlock this, can I reach the back seat and unlock that thing? Man, I guess you can. You can reach it if you have to, but that'll suck. So, I don't know what he's going to do about that. I could send him a handle. I don't know if it'll match. And then send him another one when it matches, but that's where we're at. It's got a broke handle. The heater core is leaking. It may be the seals. May not be the core. So I'm going to check, see if I have some seals. Maybe I could just replace the seals and stop that leak. But that thing is pretty fresh. So let's see if we got seals to do that. And if so, we ordered a heater core, but it didn't come in today. It was supposed to be a pickup order, and they didn't have it ready to pick up. Well, no O-rings, so I'm going to be closing this back up. I am going to put a screw in there somebody failed to put in there. So we don't have anything to fix the shift boot. If I see some double-sided molding tape, I'll try to do that. The door locks and unlocks, but can't do it with the key. And the handle works. The light is in, under panels and all that stuff's in. I'm going to go ahead and close this one up. It's got that coolant leak. I think I'm supposed to change the oil in this thing. And I have a rear hub for this car because the lug nut is broke off in that thing right there. I think the lug nut is either that or it's stripped out. One or the other. Yeah, it's broke off in there. So I think I'm gonna do that next. He's got the trim busted right there in that corner and in that middle. These seats are kind of rough. And that's busted. I am back after dinner. I'm going to put a door check strap in this car. And then I'm going to shuffle another car in here. Let me see if this thing needs a door check strap as well. Passenger door is okay. All right, let's get with it. So there it is, folks. We got the check strap in, brand new. Oops. As strong as they are. And we're going to move this one out, move another one in that needs the rear hatch panel repaired. And maybe we could do that in a decent amount of time. Another 98 T-5M with jewels. Whoop, whoop. It's got the old sprayers. It's got decent roof trim. Wing on the back. Look like that could be adjusted. Needs a door check strap, however. That thing has been destroyed in there. It doesn't have the piece it needs. So that's going to have to be rebuilt. We're going to have to find a piece of metal and cut it and fit it in there and rivet it in there and totally fix that, because that's been totally torn out. So we can't do that. However, we could do an ABS module, an oil change, and this dreaded rear hatch panel. Man, that needs to be replaced or painted silver. This panel is destroyed. Makes so much noise. And we got the kit there, so let's get with it. Well, it's very common. It already has the repair kit, so this should be easy. However, we got a loose screw falling out of the latch, and we got a missing screw, and we got a crack off of that there, crack off of this. So we'll stop drill those cracks, put this latch in here, and put the new clips in this panel and reinstall it. Quick and easy, almost greasy. Okay, so we got that panel installed. I took the kit that was on there off because it was not built right. Didn't have the ovals, but man, look how tight that thing is now. No rattle from that. All the way. Good to go. Well, it is high time for me to shut it down, so I'm shutting it down for the night. I gotta do the ABS module on this and change the oil. If you made it this far, I trust that you found some information that was either useful or entertaining, so go ahead and hit the like button. And if you would like notification of future videos that I post, please subscribe to the channel. I appreciate your support. You can follow me on other social media apps by looking for @RobertDIY. Some form of that should bring up the other channels that I have on places like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and so forth. If for some reason you need some more personal help, go to my website at robertdiy.com and use the phone number that I have posted there to send me a text message, or you can email me. If you have questions or comments, please make a comment below. And if you'd like to make some kind of financial contribution to what I got going on here, go to my channel and hit the more link at the end of the introduction statement, and it'll show you different ways that you can support me financially. Again, thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day.